There we go. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Fastbite TS YouTube channel. Now, before I get started, I know everybody has their fingers fully torqued to hit that dislike button right now, but please, guys, just watch the video. If you leave some comment like, oh, well, you're just a hater, you just hate bodybuilding, then you obviously didn't watch, and I'm going to disregard what you say. So, before I start, listen. This is nothing against bodybuilding style training. In fact, I made a video a few weeks ago where I talk about the fact that bodybuilding is one of the best ways that most people don't use to increase strength. Most powerlifters have this fascination with over-specialized training and they don't gain muscle. And so I really do think bodybuilding is a fantastic training method. This isn't about that. What this is about is the delusional body dysmorphic mentality that comes along with competitive bodybuilding or even just general physique culture. So, guys, before we start, let's say a quick prayer. After the last video, our demographics dropped from 16.1% to 15% female. At least we tried. So I've been looking for a few days for something to talk about, because I try to find a balance between talking about something that the algorithm is going to like while also talking about something that interests me. If I just chase the views, the content will obviously suffer, but it also doesn't help I make a video about something that nobody ever gets to see. Either way, I stumbled across two Greg Doucette videos yesterday, which I think really illustrate how serious this topic is. I want to contrast two of Greg's videos. The one he made on Damo.
Hey, excuse me, sir.
Don't bother me during my workout.
And the video he made on this dude. I want to look at both of these two videos to talk about what I consider to be the absolute worst thing about bodybuilding, the body dysmorphia. Before I start, I want to say that I really enjoy Greg's videos. I watch at least a few of them per week until he starts sounding a bit too much like the parrot from Aladdin.
I can't take it anymore!
But I think he gets a lot of unfair flack for saying shit as he sees it. He's just doing that here, and his honesty is not what I'm critiquing. Rather, the standard that bodybuilding has for what is considered fat or lean. I also understand that bodybuilding is a competitive endeavor, and it has a standard that you have to meet to do well. If everybody has shredded glutes and you don't, then you aren't meeting the standard. That's your fault. If you choose to compete, then you need to compete. My problem is more with what the standard means, not only for the general population, but for the fitness industry as a whole. So let's look at these two videos. The first takes a look at Damo, who's trying to bench 405 for the first time. He's bulking up, gaining more and more weight to add pounds on his bench. Honestly, at this point, he really does look like the guy who used to bench 405 in high school.
No, I used to bench 405 back in high school.
Perfect. Could you spell me for my bench?
Greg very fairly makes the criticism that he's obese and that there's nothing healthy about what he's doing, and I absolutely agree with that.
And so he used to like his body. Now he looks in the mirror, can't stand how he looks, has body dysmorphia. And so is it worth it? And so then what happens? Well, you're not healthy. You're going to have to go on a diet, restrict calories, and you're going to lose a lot of that strength you built while on the way up. And so my theory, just slowly make the gains over time. Stop bulking and cutting. As how fun is it going to be when his strength goes down?
On the other hand, we have this video. This guy's a bodybuilder competing in a show. Greg talks correctly about the fact that he's not lean enough to be competitive, and I understand that. But fuck me, man, he's leaner than 99% of people. If this is fat, then what is this? This is the problem with bodybuilding. If you want absolutely peeled to the bone, then you're fat. You spend weeks starving yourself, tanking your hormone production if you're a natty, and even if you aren't, you live like a monk, hating your life, also that you can have an ass that looks like a cheese grater. Your perception of reality and what looks good becomes so skewed that you start analyzing everybody by the standard. Why is being lean such a key to being popular in the fitness industry? Look at all the big names, Alex Eubank, Jesse James West, even older guys like Christian Guzman. All of these guys get the most attention, the most engagement when they're shredded, and it's so stupid. They feel the worst that they ever do when they look like that. They destroy their bodies and minds trying to lose another few pounds to be mind-blowing, because if they aren't, then by fitness industry standards, they're fat. Bodybuilding created not only for the people who compete in it, but for the whole fitness population, the most dysmorphic, fucked up idea of what human beings should look like, what health looks like. It isn't fitness, it's fucked up. To be fair, Greg probably agrees with this. He talks often about how people shouldn't try to be too lean, and that they need to find a healthy body fat percentage to maintain, probably somewhere around 15%. But the industry and social media doesn't accept that, and it's because of bodybuilding. So why do I make a distinction between the bodybuilder and the powerlifter? After all, what Damo is doing to get his bench up is also unhealthy. Yes, that's true. But for Damo to get that bench, all he has to do is get fat. For people to get the shredded and be this big, they abuse drugs, not just steroids, but diuretics, stuff that'll actually kill you because of how dangerous it is. Bodybuilders are dropping like flies. Just look at the deaths in the past few years. The same thing doesn't happen even to drug-abusing powerlifters. For the natties, cutting down that lean not only tanks and potentially permanently alters their hormone production, but causes depression, anxiety, etc. But how bad either side is for you actually isn't the most important factor. Yes, Damo says how depressed he feels being fat. Bro can't even see his dick right now. But he also isn't being rewarded for being obese like bodybuilders are rewarded for being shredded. Once you've been that lean and get the attention for looking like that, anytime you gain even a bit of fat, you feel terrible because you don't look the way you used to. This creates the cycle like a mental illness. Nothing will ever be like you were when you were that lean. You get into a cycle of having to go back to that stage seasonally, and when you aren't, you feel fat, even though you might have abs, even though you might look and feel fantastic. I mean, look at this guy. In what logical universe, is he fat? Only in the world of bodybuilding, where nothing except mind-blowing shredded is acceptable. This is why bodybuilding creates mental health disorders, because it rewards continually getting so lean that you have one foot in the grave. Thank you guys so much for watching. If Greg ever sees this isn't an attack on you, Greg. We all appreciate that you say things as you see them. I hope you understand the intent behind this video. Again, guys, this isn't a critique of the bodybuilding training style of wanting to gain a lot of muscle mass. Again, I think it's a very underrated method of training for getting stronger that a lot of guys don't do. I'm also not saying that everybody who generally chases aesthetics does this, but almost everybody that I meet that makes that the main priority develops some type of muscle dysmorphia. Guys, please like the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos like this. I'll see you guys next time.